Okay. This is one of my favorite little puppies. He's got a little dirty nose right now. We just finished eating, and when Mercury was born, first thing I noticed was how cute his face was. He's very playful, and he has some very interesting markings. And at first I thought, oh, he's a mantle. And then I got to looking at him a little bit closer after he was born, and I noticed this merle spot here. And then there is, oh, he's a wiggler. He's wanting to play. But Mercury, come here, baby. Pop, 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 pop. Come here. That's sweet. But then, like right down through here, and this is how he got his name. I had named all the dogs after the lunar 50th anniversary of the moon landing. And he got Mercury because that darker merle spot there looks a lot like the color of Mercury in the thermometer. Anyway, you can see a little bit of his very playful personality, and I just love that sweet face. His face almost reminds me of a little panda bear or something. Anyway, he's a cutie pie. I just took him back to the vet today, along with another pup that's going to be going to Houston, Texas. And I took them back to get their health certificate. Anytime a dog or animal, for that matter, crosses state lines, you have to have a state of Alabama health certificate. And I know you're just a few miles across the border of Alabama on into Florida, but we need to keep it legal. So I had Dr. Grantland to take a look at the pups, not only for that, but last week, let's see, got a little bit of health history to tell you about, and I'll have all this in writing too. When they went in at 6 weeks old for their DHPP vaccine, they all came back home, and you know, a typical a typical response to that can be, you know, being lethargic, having a little bit of loose stool, those sorts of things. And he had just a little bit of lump, a little small tiny lump at his injection site, as I think most of them did in this litter, and his stools became runny. And I had a couple of the puppies going home a little bit earlier than normal, and so I had given them a probiotic and put a little pumpkin in their food, and it firmed it up within just a couple of days. Well, since these puppies were going home, I had to transition them a little bit more rapid than what I would like to have, going from a mother and baby dog food to, and that's from Royal Canin, and that's what I feed all of my dogs, is Royal Canin. When they get on up to adults, it is the Great Dane, breed-specific Royal Canin, but they do not have the breed-specific as puppies. So we use the giant breed puppy food. So I was transitioning them after they had already gotten their stools back to normal. And when it happened the second time, I thought, well, gone too fast, you know, a little upset stomach. And come to find out, when I took them back in for a check, we found out that they had tested positive for coccidia. Never had any worms before, never had any problems with it. I've got a new facility that my husband had built for me, so there had never been a litter of puppies or anything in there, and didn't expect to have any trouble with worms. About that time that they started eating the puppy food, they also learned how to use the little doggy door, and it's one of those that has the little plastic flaps on it. And of course, all I had to do was put the food out there, and boy, they learned to go out that door pretty quickly. Oh, I hope this camera isn't just like flipping her all around on you. I'm kind of trying to talk and play with the puppy and make sure he doesn't wander off too far. But anyway, so they learned to use the doggy door to go outside. So this was their first time going out. And so evidently there was some stuff in the ground. Some coccidia, which is it's a protozoa. It's not a worm or anything. So I treated them for that. And after treatment, they all got the runs again. So I took them back. Their stools are about to firm back up again, because here we go again with pumpkin and probiotics. And they're just about to firm back up. A lot of them, there's my husband, a lot of them have gotten much better. I took him and Gemini, the other one that's going to go to Texas, and took him back, had another check, intestinal parasites, that sort of thing. He doesn't know which one to go to. And both of them tested negative, so they're, definitely healed from that. Medication worked to eradicate the coccidia. He could have, a little bit of softer stools than what we would like, but I'll send you home with some organic pumpkin. It's not like pumpkin pie. It has no spice in it. It's just plain. And I will send you home with some packs of probiotics, just to make sure that all that is getting back to normal. Dr. Grantland said it probably only take a couple of days, which it has been a couple of days. So soon he should be. Of course, it hasn't stopped his activity level at all. He's very playful and fun. He's actually one of my very favorites. He's a great snuggler too, and he seems to just want to be around people all the time. He's really, really sweet. If I had a toy, he'd be all over it right now. That's one of the funny things about Great Danes. Their feet are so big they just trip all over them. But let's see, what other concerns? I'm trying to remember what all you were concerned about. I know one of them was health. I did get that health certificate and have him checked out today. I've got all of his medical records. Both parents have been health tested, and I even did genetic testing to, ensure that they're not only do they not have any diseases, but there's about 160 different diseases that are prevalent to Great Danes. Not necessarily prevalent, but that they can have. And not only do they not have those, they're not carriers of them either. So before I ever breed a dog, I always make sure that they're going to be good and strong. So what are you getting into? Mercury. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. So if you put up steps that are appropriate for his height, you can see he's not really tall yet. But I made some about half steps up about 2 small steps up to the front of the doggy door, and then I guess there's probably about 4 on the other side going out. He just goes straight out it. Most of the puppies are going outside to go poopy. I have noticed some tinkles on the inside still, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure which ones are doing that, but it shouldn't take too terribly long. If I was able to work on them more one-on-one, I think it'd be pretty easy. Oh goodness. It's so easy to fall in love with these little fellers. Anyway, it's just a quick video, and you can get a good look at how darling he is. He might be about to go find him a spot to let it all out. I will leave that with you right there. Oh my goodness. This is one of the ones that's going to be hard to let go, but I just, you know, I hope to find good homes for all the pups, and that's what makes it okay, you know. But I will talk to you again. We're going out to dinner with some friends, and I will have my phone on me. I will be chatting with you probably just maybe once during my time out, just to make sure that you got the video. I know it does take a long time to download. Look, he found a free toy. Oh my goodness. Look at that. So we'll really chat tomorrow. I am prepared to take off and go down to Hoover. I have my daughter-in-law. My son is not presently there, but my daughter-in-law lives in Hoover, so I can meet you there, no problem at all. It's just good to be able to go down and visit with her while delivering a puppy. So you just let me know where it is that you would like to meet. That is if you want this little guy right here. Okay, talk to you soon.